I'm sorry. I just thought that would be such a fun way to start it off with. Just like the book, the front of the book, you know, the bear's peeking. He's peeking. Hello, and welcome to our 4th episode of Beyond the Book. Today with the Shelfies. I'm Crystal.
I'm Crystal. Also
Crystal. Today we are going to be discussing dun, da, 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 A Walk in the Woods, yay, by Bill Bryson. So we're going to discuss the book and we're going to discuss the movie. Dun, 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 dun. Excitement abounds. Now, Crystal has requested the assistance of the bear for her face. She wants to wear it.
Talk this way, be a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. She feels it would be comfortable. So I think I'll just end up laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
If she's the bear, so I don't know. Okay. You tell us what you think she should do.
She'll do it as the bear for sure. Okay.
Oh dear. Anyway, we actually haven't named the bear. Would you like to name the bear? What do you think the bear's name should be? Should it be Bill or Cats? Cat's the bear. No, anyway. Okay, so we're going to give you guys a couple of minutes before we really get into any discussion so people can log on and say hi. And of course, I do ask you to say hi in the comments. Please leave a comment that you are here and are watching and just tell us, say hi. And of course, we really would appreciate it if you were included in our conversation and discussion today. Also, of course, do tell us if you can hear us. Can you hear us?
Nope. Nobody's out there.
I'm just going to sit here until you tell us you can hear us. I'm not going to say a word, not one word. Can you hear us? Hello? Hello? I don't know. Nobody's saying anything. Mm-hmm. I wonder. Okay, so due to some technical difficulties, we had to end our broadcast all of a sudden. Well, actually, we didn't end it. Internet ended it, connectivity or something. So hopefully you can pop back on to our new live video. Come back.
Stay connected this time.
I know. We are at a different location today. Normally we have pretty good connectivity, or it could be just the fact that our Wi-Fi went down, perchance, here at the Jim Lucas Checotah Public Library, which we don't often have any problems or difficulties with our Wi-Fi. We usually have pretty good Wi-Fi here. So anyway, I was commenting on the fact that you can find this book as an audio or an ebook or an actual regular format book, as well as the movie and I believe the soundtrack, all on our digital platforms, Hoopla, RB Digital, and Overdrive. All right. Yay! We've got our viewer back. Awesome sauce. Yay. Okay. Do say hi again. Oh, dear. So we were discussing, before we were rudely interrupted by our Wi-Fi connectivity, we were discussing the fact that the dry history bits were a lot of fun. But and I did say that I skipped some of them. Shh, don't tell anybody. Now, okay, so as far as, oh my gosh, which one did I like better? It's kind of hard because I had forgotten I'd read this book a long time ago. And then when the movie came out, I didn't really recall the book as much. But I was like, oh yeah, I read it. And so I think I read it. So I watched the movie. Loved the movie. Loved it. And then because of today doing this, I reread the book and I'm sitting there going, oh, I did read this. I did. I had forgotten. And I was like, I love this book. I love this book. But then it caused an issue. And because okay. For me, it caused an issue because I loved the movie, But then after rereading the book, I kind of like the book better. And then I'm like, I still love the movie.
The book gives you a lot more information, clearly. I mean, there's a lot of things left out that are not in the movie.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's so hard. What do you think as viewers
book or movie? Book or movie?
Participating in our online live book discussion. I said live twice. Do comment.
For me, this was awkward because usually 99% of the time I'm a book over the movie person, always.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy that I finally found one that was, you know, I liked it a little bit more.
I know. That is so cool. Yes, indeed. So, okay, since nobody is commenting, we'll wait for your comments. Do comment as to which one you like the best. What was your favorite quote or part of the movie?
Okay, the bear attack for sure. Or
the bear attack.
Yeah, the movie they say it's bears for sure.
Yes.
The book and a little sketch. He doesn't really know what it was at
a little
that time.
Sketchy, huh?
Yeah.
I know. That one was funny.
And of course, the favorite quote was when he's just saying, do something intimidating. And he says, you know, they're bears. You know, not very nice words, but that was my favorite.
Oh, yes. And I probably should have mentioned this in my post previous or something like that, that this is a bit of an adult book and an adult movie.
Like language sometimes.
Mostly cats, though. he has a nice repertoire of words. But yes, the bear attack. Oh, my goodness.
And, of course, Bryson tells him if they come for us, you know, play dead. And Cats is really dry, hateful humor. It says, if they come for us, we're dead anyway. So, you know, like, what are we going to do for bears? Pretty much. He just rolls over and goes to sleep. In the book, he doesn't even care. If they get eaten, they get eaten. That's fine. In the movie, they make a whole bunch of ruckus, and it's really funny. And it wasn't even... I
thought the scene in the movie with the bears wasn't as funny as the scene in the book.
I didn't think so either, because it was... in the book there, he doesn't really see bears. He just sees eyes. He doesn't know that it's a bear.
He's not sure,
but he thinks it's a bear, and he thinks he's dying. You know, in the movie, legitimately, it is bears, and they are about to die. So, yeah, the book is definitely funnier.
But the fact that they pick their tents up, and they're like,
like that's going to work. But,
you have to redo the bear entering the scene.
Do we? Okay, we can do that.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Favorite noises ever.
So anyway, yeah, I think Cats here should participate and stay right here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's cute.
Yes, I think so too. I agree. Thank you, Joy, for mentioning that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to try and keep up with the comments because we have to hit the little scrolly thing just in case there's new ones and we don't see it. So I'll try and keep that up. And then, of course, you can also, too, if you so desire. Okay, so one of my things I was going to do today, I thought would be kind of fun, is to actually read a bit from the technical bear scene in the book. Because I just love Katz's reaction.
Same, I do too. I'm like, yes, he's the greatest. Like,
okay, so first of all, of course, Bryson asks him, does he have anything to defend himself with? You know, and he's like, yeah, I got some toenails.
Yeah, toenail clippers. Toenail clippers. That's what he's going to use to spin up a bear. He asked him if he's going to give him a pedicure.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to try, let's see, nervous, reported, probably a buck. Try shouting at it. So then Bryson asks Cats to do something, and Cats goes, oh, you brute, go away, do. Go away, do. Please withdraw at once, you horrid creature. I mean, who talks like that? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he's certainly not concerned at all, and he doesn't think it's a bear whatsoever.
No.
He's, you know, not concerned. He thinks his friend's crazy.
and
Touche.
He says this in a merciless imitation. Now, imitation of what? We're not quite sure. Oh, and get this. This is another thing. When I reread the book, all I could hear when I read Katz's bits was Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte's voice.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
gravelly.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I could hear, which made it even better, I thought.
I watched the movie after I read the book, so.
Okay, so then I'm moving my tent. Oh, good plan. That'll really confuse it.
Yeah, it gets closer to him. It gets closer to his buddy. He's like, what are you doing? Yeah, he's going to get closer to him.
Oh, what are you doing, Bryson? Just leave it alone. It'll go away. How can you be so calm? What do you want me to do? You're hysterical enough for the both of us. Oh, I think I have a right to be trifle alarmed. A trifle alarmed. Okay, let's see. So then, this is the part that I really wanted to read. Well, I'm going to sleep, Katz announced. What are you talking about? You can't go to sleep. Sure I can. I've done it lots of times. Stephen, you can't go to sleep, I ordered, but he could and he did with amazing rapidity.
Yeah, he was not concerned.
He was not concerned at all. I find that whole scene so funny.
That was my favorite scene. Out of both the movie and the book, and even though they're totally different, they both were very funny. His humor is very,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's very Turkish.
Hello, Checotah. Perfect background for the bear. I
Very
know,
beautiful
right?
background, too.
I know. Cats think so too.
Yes, I do. That's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good.
It does. It almost looks like it, huh? Except for the ground cover. So the ground cover in the book is kind of more green. But the good news is, here's the thing. It covers how many states? 6?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to write that statistic. Statistic. Let's see if I can get that word out today. I forgot to write that statistic down. Joy, that was great. Movie when he pours out his alcohol and says, I already regret this.
Yes, as he's pouring. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, Cats was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed his Little Debbie obsession too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of another gruff and rumble-tumble guy in another movie who had a Twinkie, Little Debbie Twinkie obsession, trying to find that perfect Twinkie. Now, I'm not going to say what movie that was from. If anybody can guess, you won't get a cookie or a Twinkie or anything like that. It'll just be fun to guess. I know. Or come by the library and I will have a cookie for you. How's that?
Surely we can come up with a Twinkie a little bit faster than he did.
That's true.
Twinkie.
Or Little Debbie or something.
Yeah. Little Debbie.
He even found a crashed Little Debbie truck and not a single Twinkie aboard. Oh, that was devastating. No, sorry. We're talking about a totally different movie, not Walking the Woods. Okay, back to our main discussion. So the Appalachian Trail, or Appalachian, how would you pronounce it?
Appalachian.
Appalachian, definitely. Yes. What's the name of the book? Oh, we are discussing today A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. We're going to be discussing the book, well, we are, and the movie, and the differences between the two.
She missed what we said.
I missed what you said, so I can't even guess. Oh, how did you miss what we said? I'm sorry. Can you not hear us? Do we need to speak up?
Maybe when we were asking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't actually give the name of the movie, but we were talking about Stephen Katz from the Walk in the Woods, a session about Little Debbie's and how he likes them. And it brought to mind, at least for me, I don't know if you've seen that movie or not. Okay, she's seen it too. So it was quite humorous that there was another rough and grumble tumble kind of a guy in another movie who was an elusive Twinkie. And the whole movie he's searching and searching for that Twinkie. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of fun to see if anybody could guess what movie that was.
I've not seen the new one, so I don't know if he's still searching for his Twinkies, but I'm surely he is.
Surely he is, yes.
That is.
Surely. And don't call me Shirley. No, I can hear, but I have 4 kids. Oh, my.
Relate.
So the Appalachian Trail is close to and around approximate about 2,100 miles long.
Depending on which
and
you're looking at.
Yes.
So got lots of different statistics for the same.
It is, yeah. And in fact, even in the book, when Bryson talks about the mileage and things like that, he keeps going back and forth. He's like, there's no way of telling, really. But I thought it would be interesting to show you. Can you see it? There we go. You can't really see that red line, squiggly line going up there, but the Appalachian, I don't know. The Appalachian Trail. Well, okay, so I had this one person. They were very, not indignant, but, firm on the fact that you should say Appalachian. And I'm like, I thought it was Appalachian.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how you pronounce everything.
And I'm
an Oklahoma girl, so everything I say is going to be redneck hick, accent. Like, that's just what it is.
It's just the difference of where you are,
Yeah.
South, north, west, east.
Sure, yes, absolutely.
But what they did was, in the book, I think they started at Springer Mountain, right?
Yes.
Springer Mountain down to... there. I can't get my finger to do it. And then it was supposed to stop at Mount, how do you say that? Katahdin? But it is a very interesting trail, and it spans so many different landscapes and things that you have to go through and walk through and everything else. And I can hear, but okay, there's some more. Here we go. Sometimes the book gives more info that is left out of movie. Yes, indeed. And I thought that the movie, if we're still talking about differences here, changed a few things. And we're going to go into those differences.
Yeah, they did change.
Oh, I think I know what movie that is. We actually tried to say many different ways. It gets really funny. Try saying it 10 times fast. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Appalachian. Actually, we should probably say Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Trail. 12.
I mean, any of those are better than a 12, so we'll, however you pronounce it, we're fine. We don't care.
Boston. Okay, we didn't quite finish. It gets really funny. Appalachian, and a bunch of others. We were giggling, just kind of like what we were doing just now. Boston.
Doesn't really matter how you say it. Still means the same thing.
Okay, we can talk about the hilarity of him saying that the map couldn't be to scale, and it literally said map to scale.
That was one of my favorites. When he was like, "Really, we've got to have been further than this."
We've only done 2 inches.
Not be scale, and right above it. Map to scale.
Map to scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. But I thought that in that moment, and of course, just like in the book, he mentions it just kind of took the pressure off. When he realized
that there's no way he's going to be able to do the entire thing.
He's not going to be able to do
it.
And
I liked the fact that they went back and forth about it, like, because he's saying, we're going to be failures if we don't do the entire thing the right way, this way. And Cass is like, what are you talking about? We hiked it. We did it. We've survived it, which I absolutely love that, because IMA needs to be by the book, needs to be this way. And I kind of liked that coming in. Hey, just because you didn't do it the way everyone else does or the way you still did it. I like that in general.
Yeah.
I think that was,
Definitely. I like that.
And how could they not be excited that, they definitely did it? Like, whoa. Can you imagine trying to try this and to even just get the whim that, okay, we're just going to go live in the woods and hike this giant trail for 2,000 miles. Like, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
How long were they out there for? 3 months?
The first time?
Yeah, the first time they started in March, right?
Right, and they went to...
I think they went to
April?
June.
I don't know. I don't know the specifics. I know they went
April, May. I don't know. It was May sometime, wasn't it? That they went ahead and just were like, let's be done.
Let's take a break. Let's
break.
Be done. Kind of is what they were thinking, I think. And then they depends on which. Well, in the book they were done, right? In the movie they were taking a break.
But
no, vice versa. Sorry.
Well, and one of the major differences, because there was several major differences between the book and the movie, but since we're talking about the map to scale bit, was the fact that it was actually Bryson's idea to get the car and drive to cut off some of the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Because at that point he had, well, like I said, the pressure was off. He's like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't have to hike the whole thing.
They decided let's
Let's have
skip the
fun.
bad parts. Let's skip
Yeah.
the parts that are not that fun. Let's
Let's
just
have
move
some
them
fun
forward
now.
and have live
exactly.
life a
So
little bit
then-
better. So
And they did. They actually
Mhm.
did drive.
Mhm.
And in the movie, they don't. Bryson's
No.
like, no, let's not do it. And I'm like, wait a
Mhm.
minute. That was
Yeah.
in the book. So they did drive. And then, okay, so it's like the first day. Bryson has his pace and he leaves Katz behind because, just like in the movie, Katz is lagging and they've only taken, what,
Yeah.
5-10 steps onto
Yeah.
the trail and he's already way back there going, no, I'm good, I can do it.
Yeah, I got this. I'm fine.
This, yeah. So in the movie, I was so disappointed when I rewatched because I couldn't remember. I didn't remember. And so I read the book and then watched the movie again. After Bryson loses him on the trail and he waits for him to catch up and he finally catches up and he notices his pack is lighter.
A lot lighter.
A lot lighter. And in the movie they don't say
I
anything.
was disappointed at that too, that they left
know.
out the temper tantrums because that was part of the funny part.
Just chucks things. And he's like, oh, that was too heavy. I mean, he checked the Slim Jims. I mean, seriously.
He kept the Snickers bars,
how
but
heavy is a Slim Jim?
Yeah. Yeah. There were several things that he tossed that didn't weigh anything.
And I was actually, and unless Bryson left it out of the book, I was actually quite surprised at how easygoing he was at this fact that he had chucked a lot of food. And a lot of other things.
The reason he wasn't so mad is because when he packed originally, remember he left out the Little Debbies and stuff that Katz wanted so bad, so he really couldn't be too mad because he'd done the same thing just in a different way. But of course, he just tossed out what he didn't think was necessary. Katz tossed out anything that he touched, basically. I mean, anything that his hand touched. He
tossed it,
Yeah.
right? Oh my goodness, I'm surprised. Wait, Bryson had the cooking stuff, right? The pans
Yes,
and
the
stuff.
pans and all that
Yeah,
hanging.
yeah.
In the
Okay.
book they say he had it hanging, like tied off, and
Yeah.
all that stuff was the first to go, clearly. So one of them, and then he said he tossed the brown sugar, and of course. Bryson was like, well, I didn't bring the oatmeal anyways. And of course, Katz was like, that was my favorite. That was my favorite thing, So they definitely both didn't work together on some things.
Yeah. So yeah, I can understand what you said.
Yeah. So he couldn't really be too mad. I mean, I would
Yeah.
assume because he did the same thing just before they ever left. He didn't pack it.
And then he does the same thing when they hit it back up in Maine, when they're going to do the last 500 miles in Maine. First day, Bryson's pace is faster, and so then Katz catches up finally, and guess what? He's on and chucked things again. I guess we should have seen that one coming,
Yep.
and I think that Bryson should have seen it coming.
Probably, yeah. He for sure. I think he thought that we were going to go back at it they were going to go back at it as a seasoned hiker, and that wasn't the case for his friend. His friend was back at square one, back as like they'd never hiked a day before in their lives. So which would be me. So I can relate.
We have a comment. It says, I like book reviews like these that are popping up. Oh, I know. Book reviews, they've got to be fun and they've got to be interactive. And that's what we want here. So please keep your comments coming. Oh, and what did you think of the differences? Like we're discussing the big difference about, well, number one, the car, and how they actually did drive and cut off some of the hard bits. And then we also, let's see, the bears. There was, in the book, you wasn't quite sure if it actually was bears. And in the movie, they thought it would be a lot more theatrical to go ahead and include a couple of bears.
Okay, I have a question for you. Whenever, in the movie, every time he says, I kind of noticed it was differences whenever he says, put that in your book, Are those the differences? Do you think that was he saying that at every one of the differences between the movie and the book? Because I kind of thought that he was.
It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't, because I thought the way that because in the book, Katz doesn't say, are you going to put this in a book?
Yeah, he doesn't ever say put it in the book.
But in the movie, he
says
does.
it a lot.
And
But I thought it was that differences in the two was when I was thinking, he kind of said, put this in your book when it really wasn't ever even in the book. That was what I thought was.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look at each time he said it, but that was, about the third time he said it was whenever I picked up on, hey, I think this is like a cue that this really wasn't in the book. Yeah. Or wasn't the same in the book.
One of the major ones, we've got some more. Cool girls, what book are, we are reviewing A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, which is quite hilarious. It's so much fun, which is why we have this visiting bear with us today. Yes, I'm a visiting bear. I'm helping in the discussion.
We've named Cats, by the way.
Yes, the cat's the bear. Because, he seems a little gruff and rumbles around like cats. I think the film made it more serious, like looking toward the end of life, but the book was more lighthearted. It was just regular fun. He did have some epiphanies, of course, but the film is kind of heavy about the end of life from the falling onto the ledge on. Yeah.
Kind of. And, of course, the movie touched a lot more on the alcoholism and that aspect of it than the book did, I think. I felt like it touched a whole lot more on that he was struggling than the book did.
Yeah, they definitely, the movie had to incorporate that alcoholism for cats in a slightly different way to include it and to show that, this walk or hike, excuse me.
It's more of a life necessity, something that he needed to do to better himself.
Maybe, yeah. And then, of course, the end of the life, he's getting on in age, you better do something first, or, kind of that midlife crisis aspect.
In the movie, he's not really as old as they portrayed him to be in the movie. He's quite a bit older in the movie than he actually really was when he took the walk. Yeah. So, they made it give it a little bit more of life,
Which was one of my questions, actually. Why do you think Bryson decided to do the hike, the Appalachian Trail? And give us answers, and what do you think, because this is just, there's no right or wrong answers, we're just discussing. What do you think was why he did it? And I mean, you have to understand Bill Bryson in life, he was always kind of one of those guys that was like, yeah, okay, let's go, let's do that.
Just, I can do this, I got this.
Out of the blue, hey, look at that, let's do this. So it was like, I think for me, I kind of feel like it might have been partly curiosity and a wild hair.
Yeah, the interview that he did where they're asking him why he's never done America, I think it was part of the reason why he decided to do it. And of course, it was right there. He found it by accident. So yeah, here it is. Let's learn about it. Well, then you get curious and you decide to do things. I guess I would never decide to take a 2,000-mile hike, but whatever one, maybe just
whatever
floats a little
bit. Whatever floats your boat, right? Maybe because Robert Redford is in his 80s. No, okay, so question. Was he in his 80s when they made the movie, or is he in his now? Because the movie was made in 2005, wasn't it? 2005? Yes. Yeah. So, and the book was written in 96. Ooh, okay, yeah. So anyway, I'll get to that here in a minute. Okay. So another question. And I don't know if anybody's going to say okay. I think he did it because he was searching for something. I don't know what he was searching for, but whatever it was, he found it.
Yeah, I think he was just in a space in his life where he didn't want it just to be every day come and going. He wanted to look for something more, definitely.
Right. Well, and in the movie, they definitely kind of leaned towards that aspect with like the interview, and they started the movie off with that interview, which wasn't in the book, but
No, which he says he's going to. They say what writers only end their lives in two ways, either with alcoholism or
drink themselves to oblivion or something.
And he asked him what is he going to do after this, and he says probably both, because it was a horrible interview. So he just decided, and then of course a friend passed that he had to attend a funeral, and so life just wasn't looking great for him. So he's looking definitely for something better, like something outside the box.
The interesting thing was that none of that was in the book, and that was in the movie.
It was all in the movie. Yeah.
So I almost felt like the book had a different kind of feel towards why he went as opposed to the movie.
Which, of course, they got to movie it up a little bit. So
right. Oh, he's 83 now. He's 83 now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so when he made the movie, though, he wasn't in his 80s yet.
No, but they still, like I said, they portrayed him a lot older than he actually was for the movie.
Well, anyway. I think they tried to, add some makeup and stuff so he didn't look quite as old. And they not bleached his hair, but they kind of colored it up a bit so it still looked a little young, right? I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, I think the point was to make it that error in life, like to show that you're at that point where you're trying to rethinking things and seeing what life.
And it also was a good way in that sense to show that even if you're that old, you can still do
new things. That was the greatest part of it, that they essentially are very old for all these people that are passing them on the trail, and they are actually kicking it really well. They handled it well. No, can you imagine? I would have a major meltdown. Like, I would just sit down. I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. Like, can you imagine? and they're just, oh well, it's okay. We don't have this. We throw out that. We'll just move on. We'll keep going, keep going, keep walking, keep hiking.
So, in the book, he does refer to his wife and things, but she doesn't really have much of a. I mean, she's slightly there, but not. He talks about how she drops him off or picks him up.
Yeah, she's supportive, but
very
but
supportive.
let him do his thing. And
in the movie, she's much more of a prominent character. I mean, she's there. You actually see her and see her emotions and everything like that. But I really liked the movie in that sense. Oops. You look at life different when you're beyond in your 70s. Yes, you can still do things when you are old. Bucket list kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, and good to have scroll stories that say that. Yeah, that's true. So that you're like, can I do that? I don't know if I can do that. Oh, so-and-so did it. Okay, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, definitely, yes. Thank you for the comments, by the way. We're enjoying these comments. Okay, so one of my fun questions is, in the book, they didn't really go into it in the movie. And it's one of those things, you've only got less than 2 hours, an hour and something, so you can't include everything. But in the book, he discusses the aspects of technology on the trail. And he doesn't like it.
No.
In fact, that one guy that had the reader, it read everything from the temperature to how his heart rate went and all that. My question is, how do you feel about technology on the trail, as far as like people bringing their laptops and their Wi-Fi's and hotspots and things?
I mean, I guess however they need to go through it to do their own thing. I think the reason he doesn't like it is he was trying to just get back to nature and the gist of it. I mean, I wouldn't want to take all that if I was going on a nature hike, for sure. Like, forget it. But
right.
I mean, it would be nice and handy if it really were bears that were attacking them. Well, you might want something to call for help or whatever. Yes. I don't know how that technology even works in most of the remote places they were.
Yeah.
So
you'd have to
that
have
seems
like
a little weird.
Yeah,
you'd have to have something different, because that would be.
Which, in the interesting sense of it, was I would definitely not bring my laptop and hotspot.
Yeah, I would not want to.
But in the sense of a cell phone, yeah.
So that you have connections for help or anything that's necessary. Yeah. But I see his point. He was getting back to it. Like,
getting back to nature.
And of course,
getting back to nature.
Technology wasn't as advanced when this was written either, so it wouldn't have been as easy to.
I was actually going to print off a really quick
grab your tablet
of a
and
cell phone and what a cell phone looked like in '96. Definitely not like
for sure
little things that we have now.
Which makes it a lot different. So now you probably see a lot more technology than you would have then.
Yeah, I think so now.
For
definitely. Sure. But and of course, I think that cats would have probably chucked it.
Probably would have been the first thing to go, because that would have been the most heavy.
If they would have taken a cell phone with them. Okay, I like it when she tells them try not to die or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. In quintessential Emma Thompson way. It was just so perfect. Okay, what's the next one?
Oh, let me go down.
Oh, here. I think. Just do that.
There we go.
Oh. I think maybe your phone for pictures and a compass and such. Yeah. I'd be kind of annoyed trying to find something to charge it all up.
True. Yeah. There's definitely nowhere to. Yeah. Where would they charge? Just on there every 3 days when they didn't
hit
actually.
A town,
yeah, I guess.
Or maybe one of the shelters. Like maybe nowadays the shelters might have like a bit of an electrical
Maybe
outlet or
now.
something.
They probably didn't.
I
at
don't
that time.
know. We find it hard camping off grid because one of your kids, well, for privacy issues here, we won't say names. No, we can if you want to. It doesn't matter. Has to charge her batteries for her implants. Oh yes, for her hearing implants. I can't imagine having to try to charge all that stuff. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean,
you wouldn't be able to do a through hike with that kind of thing. It would have to be like a day hikers, like they talk about the day hikers and the through hikers and the lingo. Yes, definitely. Huh. I like to count steps and take pictures. You can get some great views, but it's always good to go back to nature. And sometimes it can have a trail. And sometimes if it can have a trail map. Yeah.
Well, I think the trail is marked pretty good. Most of the areas it said that it was marked really good.
Yes, there was all they marked it with the white. On the
and actually they
trees
met. What was something chicken?
Oh, Chicken John.
Chicken John,
which wasn't really his name.
not his name at all. But they called him Chicken John because he got lost a lot, and they didn't understand how he got lost when the trail was very clearly marked. So that was discussed in the book. They definitely marked the trail well.
Yes.
Even though some people need a little more help than others.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the times when Bryson was actually hiking by himself, because after what happened in the book was Bryson and Katz hiked it for a certain amount of time to a certain place. And then because they had to get back, I guess, to Lives or something, and they were going to take a break, and then Katz was going to come back and they were going to start it off at Maine to do the last 500. Wasn't it the last 500 in Maine, 500 miles? So during that time, Bryson wanted to keep hiking, so he would do day trips or weekend hikes and things like that around where he lived. And in one of those times, he comes across the town of Centrala. Was it Centrala or Trella? I think it's Centrala because it's Central and then IA at the end. And I thought that was the very interesting town. And I actually found a picture because he talks about how he walks along on the road that got, cracked open and everything and was still smoking. And then he thinks to himself, what am I doing? At any moment, a fissure could open and suck me in. I'm going to get out of here. But, and of course, this was an interesting side story and side trip that he took to see this small town because he had heard about how in, the 40s? Was it in the 40s? I'm not sure. The town was coal mining and they were doing coal. And there was a fire incident and it caught all the coal underground that they were mining on fire. And there's no way of putting it out. So it's still on fire to this day.
What they say for 1,000 years, it's going to burn for enough to burn at least 1,000 years. Is that
1,000 years? Yeah.
At least.
So he had to go check that out and see that place. That was very interesting. And I thought that was an interesting thing.
That was an actual,
Yeah. And the interesting is, and I looked on Google, I Googled the town, and he mentions that there was still several houses there because they didn't make everybody leave. You could stay if you wanted to. And there was still houses that were very well manicured. And I saw pictures of those places and I'm going, ooh. Okay, I think we have another comment. Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
It's like living life on the edge right there.
Yes.
For sure.
Speaking of living life on the edge and going on crazy adventures, living your life in one crazy big adventure the whole time. You never know. Your house might just, one of those fissures open up and your house, woohoo, bye-bye. So I thought that was an interesting little tidbit there, and I thought everybody, the viewers, anybody, would be interested in seeing. And I thought it was really interesting. This road, this picture was taken a long time ago, back before there was a lot of visitors to the place. But nowadays, that road is covered in graffiti because people who go there and visit, they leave their name, they write their name on the pavement and stuff. So I thought that was interesting. You can see pictures of that road now, and it's just covered. It looks like a mural or something, a cracked mural. Okay. Oh my goodness, look what time it is. We're just chatting away.
And we have to talk about
Mary Ellen.
Yes, we have to talk about Mary Ellen. For sure.
You lead.
I mean, what do you think about her? You like her or you don't like her? Because I think it's very cut and dry. Either you like her or you don't like her.
Okay, we need to ask the viewers.
Do you like Mary Ellen? What do you think about her?
Or would you consider doing what Kat suggested?
Yes,
Which?
that was my favorite. It's just so
Excuse
funny.
me. Oh my goodness, where is it? I had it marked. Oh my gosh. Well, that's your favorite quote from the book, isn't it? Isn't that what you said? My absolute favorite quote. Oh yes, please do tell us. I've been thinking about it since you asked earlier. Oh, you go ahead and read this one. I've been reading them all.
From the book is, I have known that it is part of God's plan for me to spend a little time with each of the most stupid people on earth, and Mary Ellen was proof that even in the Appalachian woods, I would not be spared. It became evident that she was a rarity.
A rarity.
Yes, a rarity.
A rarity.
She doesn't like her at all. Yeah, I didn't care for her either, but I love the fact that he is very annoyed by her, but he knows that she's a rare person. I mean, people are like her, so he kind of just, will, be forgiving on a lot of things that probably shouldn't be very forgiving, I guess.
Well, my favorite part about Mary Ellen was the fact that after they ditched her and they're sitting
Then
at the
they're
restaurant.
like, oh, we really ditched her. Like, how horrible are we
I
that we
know.
did that? Yeah, I
and
like
they're
that too.
eating dinner and they got to their pie. And all of a sudden, Kat brings Mary Ellen up and he's like, we ditched her. Do you think she's all right? And Bryson can't finish his pie.
He's like, why? Why do you even? Yeah.
Yes. And then Kat's is like, are you going to eat that pie? No, obviously not after you said that. And so then, oh my gosh. Oh, I thought I bookmarked it. It's so funny. Don't ever ruin a piece of pie for me ever again. Bryson tells Kat that the next day when they hear that Mary Ellen from one of the other hikers dissed them and called them
not very nice things.
Oh yeah.
Of course, when they decide to leave her, it's because she's been very mean and hateful and rude about everything. And they're finally trying to sleep, and she's just singing and singing and singing, and they've had enough. And so they ask, he says, what are we going to do? You're like, what is the plan? We've got to do something, Bryson says. And Kat's like, I don't know. What's your plan? And of course, he says, we're going to get up early. We're going to leave her. We're going to, pack up and go. And Kat's favorite part, he says, well, your plan's better than mine probably because I thought about killing her and stealing her Pop-Tarts because she has Pop-Tarts and he's, just a fatty at heart. So he's like, I'm gonna kill her and take her Pop-Tarts. I can relate to that. Like, I'm not gonna listen to her sing anymore, and she's got goodies.
A little goes a long way. Indeed.
Yes. And now she was really nasty. She said lots of really, like she called them fat for no reason and she was really nasty to them.
Yes. And the funny thing was, of course, she called Kat fat, but in the book she was herself just a little chunky.
Yeah, not.
So, but Kat was just so nice about it. Hey, he didn't say a word.
No, he didn't. I mean, a few times he little snide comments that were just but most of the time, no, they just continued on like she was not being hateful or rude or any of the above.
Yes.
I thought the movie captured this quote in the character portrayal perfectly. Yeah, they did. She was very, it was pretty good. Right
and
on.
As far as actors for the movie, for the characters in the book, I thought they did an excellent job.
They did a good job. Yeah, they did.
Mary Ellen, and even the guy at the equipment store, which was Efferman, Daniel? No. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. He's that hilarious comedian from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, he's hilarious. And so turn the other cheek. Oh yeah. So the interesting thing about Mary Ellen was, what would you have done?
Still her Pop-Tarts for sure.
Well, in the book though, they're able to walk further ahead and get away from her, but in the movie, she's too fast for them.
They hide from her. And of course, he's telling him not to breathe, covers his mouth and stuff. Like, it's a serious matter. They've got to hide from her because she's driving them crazy. And of course, in the book, it says that she had dropped out. Like, they find out later that she had dropped out. She didn't even finish.
She tried to do 35 miles in one day, and she had to drop out because she got
blisters. So, karma at its finest.
I know.
So.
Yes, so that was really, go ahead.
I don't think there's anything down there.
No, I think that's it. Well, we've got to wrap up. Oh my goodness, this hour just went whoosh right by, and we were just like having a blast here talking about walking the woods. And Cats the bear here, he's had a lot of fun too. Yes, I have. I've had lots of fun.
Cats is my favorite.
I know.
Cats the bear, Cats in the book, both are my favorite. So, what's your favorite character from the whole thing?
Oh, character?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they're not really characters.
Well,
obviously, they're live people. But.
Well, yeah. Oh gosh. I like Cats.
I'm same. I liked him too. I liked his sense of humor. His personality is very laid back and go with the flow until things explode.
One of my favorite, and in the book, it's not quite said this way in the book, and I think that Nick Nolte kind of took a little bit of a good times. Yes, thank you. We've had good times too, and we've had quite a few viewers and comments. This is fun. Yay! Yay! Please comment more. Your favorite quotes and from the book and the movie too.
Favorite, I would say characters, but they're not characters. They're real life people.
Real life people. Yes.
Yeah.
Names have been changed.
Yes, actually, Cat's real name is Matt Angerer. Yeah. And he was a high school friend. They were high school friends to begin with. Very fitting. And they've done other hikes before together.
Yes. So my favorite quote, and Nick Nolte kind of expounded on this from the book, because in the book it doesn't have all of this, but it goes, Bryson's asking him on the phone when Cats rings him up and says, "Sure, I'll go with you." He says, "So how are you with bears?" And Cats goes, "Oh, they haven't gotten me yet." And then Bryson goes, "Well, there can't be a black bear within 1,500 miles of Des Moines." And Cats goes, "That's what I'm saying. Those guys keep their distance."
Yeah, clearly he's pretty good at bears. They're not coming anywhere near him. Oh, she wants to see Cat.
All right.
Happy
birthday, girl. Happy birthday. Yay. Okay.
Hey, how's it going, birthday girl? Happy birthday! I'm not going to sing You Live in the Woods because you don't, I do.
Well, from all of us here, including Cats the bear, we say thank you for viewing and coming by and participating in our live book discussion with Walk in the Woods. Do you have anything else to say before we sign off?
Good.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.